Hi and welcome to Learning the Piano, Lesson 1.4. I'm so glad that many of you have watched and subscribed to this great series of free videos. In this lesson we're going to use some basic left-hand patterns that you are going to be able to recognize just by looking at the music. One important term to know in this lesson is the word interval, which means the space between two notes. Let's start by taking a look at the piano. First of all, find the G where the left-hand thumb plays. Now, as I said before, an interval is the space between notes. Let's break our normal fingering rule and use one finger to count from G, where the left-hand thumb plays, to low C, where the left-hand pinky plays. How many steps did you count? You should have counted 5. Now that number is the interval. So from G to F would be a second, G to E a third, and so on. Let's check out this animation to help us out.
The left-hand intervals of a fifth would be G and C, also thumb and pinky. Of a fourth, G and D, also thumb and ring finger. Of a third, G and E, thumb and middle finger. Of a second, G and F, thumb and index finger. And a first or unison only G. As you can see, the spacing determines the interval.
Now that you've learned what left-hand intervals are, we're going to see if you can play some of them. So if I asked you what a third below G is in the left hand, what would it be? That's right, G and E, which is thumb and middle finger.
Here is a demonstration of each interval in the left hand.
A fifth. A fourth. A third. A second. And a first. So if I told you to play a fifth, a fourth, or a third in your left hand, you'd know exactly what I was talking about. We'll practice that in a minute, but first let me show you a visual way of recognizing intervals.
We haven't talked much about reading music, but it starts to become more and more important as we go along. Don't worry about what notes you see on the staff, but look at the spacing for these notes. The first example has the widest space apart. It is the fifth. The next one has a space and a line far apart. This is the fourth. The next one looks like a sandwich, 2 spaces on top of each other. This is a third. The next one has 2 notes right next to each other. This is a second. And the first is just a single note, G, also known as a unison. This type of pattern recognition is a great way to start reading music.
Now I'm going to show you some left-hand intervals, and I want to see if you can recognize them and then play them. Pause the video if you need more time, and then I'll give you the answers. Good luck. A fifth. A fourth. A third. A second. A fourth. And a first. A third. A fifth. a second, a fourth, a fifth, Great job. Before you go, you're going to play a duet. I will show you the left hand made up of all unisons and fifths once, and then you try it with me and I'll also play the right hand. Don't worry about both hands yet, that's coming later. This left-hand printable PDF music is available on video.ilearnmusic.com under Piano Lesson 1.4. Here's the left hand to that duet we're going to play. Remember, if you don't have the music, go to video.ilearnmusic.com under Piano Lesson 1.4 to print it out before going on. Let's use a metronome to help us keep the beat. 1, 2, ready, go. Here it is with both hands. Again, with the metronome. Hopefully you'll recognize this song. Well, you're well on your way now. Remember, if you missed something, just watch the video again. In our next lesson, you'll put your hands together. It will be quite a challenge, but you're doing great. Thanks for supporting iLearnMusic.com, your source for online music education.